Hey everyone, Skylar the Scott Man, and we are here in the beautiful city of Detroit, Michigan. It is a beautiful early November day here. So fall, got a lot of fall colors left around, and we're going to be doing a little walking tour of the Detroit Riverwalk today. It's been rated, I believe, the top Riverwalk in the country, or if not, the number one, very close to it. So the Riverwalk goes a long way from where the bridge is for Belle Isle, goes all the way past where the Joe Louis Arena used to be. But in this video, we're going to be going from the area near William G. Milliken Park, which is where we are right now. We're going to head all the way over to basically where the Joe Louis Arena used to be. All right, so we're going to turn the camera the other way so that way you're not seeing me the entire time. So decided to start off over here. So the opening pan, you can see the lighthouse over here along the Riverwalk, and that white building over there, with the white canopy, that is the Aretha Franklin Amphitheatre. It was originally, I think, called Shen Park, but they renamed it in honor of the late Aretha Franklin shortly after she passed away. And then all the way over there, you can even see Belle Isle. So the Riverwalk, as I was saying, continues that way all the way to the bridge for Belle Isle. They just recently extended it all the way over there. However, to get over there, you have to basically get back on Atwater Street, go down that way over by where the Aretha Franklin Amphitheatre is, and then you can access the Riverwalk once more. So we're gonna start over here on top of this hill. And work our way toward Detroit. And over here, before I head back down the hill, look at this view. They get a very nice view of the skyline for Detroit from up here. You can see the Renaissance Center. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. You can even see the new tower that they built over where the Hudson site used to be. And then, yeah, over to the far right there, you can even see the top of Greektown, or technically it's, I think Hollywood Casino Resort or something like that. I forgot the actual name, but we just call it Greektown here. So the Riverwalk itself is over there, but we're gonna stay a little inland first because we get some beautiful fall colors along the footpath as we head over toward Cullen Plaza. So we're gonna go ahead and head down these steps here. Just gotta watch my step here. Here's some ship honking its horn. I wonder if that's the princess getting ready to take off. We might be able to find out when we get closer toward that direction.
It's part of the Constitution? No, not Constitution. It's the Declaration.
All right, so just got down from the hill here. But yeah, so anyway, we're staying a little bit away from the river itself. We'll be going right by in a little bit, so figure get a nice little variation in the scenery. So this is the hill I just got off of. As you saw, you get great views of the skyline from up there. So as I was saying, the Riverwalk is very highly rated as one of the best Riverwalks in the country. Technically, if it isn't the best Riverwalk in the country, it is the best Riverwalk in the country. It's like, yeah, if there's a better Riverwalk in the United States than the Riverwalk here in Detroit, you'll need to show me. but I bet it's really cool too, so don't get me wrong. But yeah, the leaves have been changing colors like crazy, but it is, of course, the middle of fall or autumn. And everything well inland in Michigan is pretty much past peak now, but along the water, like along the Detroit River here, or even along the Great Lakes, especially in the southern part of Michigan, I would say it's kind of like around peak. So yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful. Beautiful colors. So overall, yeah, the Detroit Riverwalk's about several miles or so, and of course it runs along the Detroit River. And on the other side, which we'll get a better view in a little bit, you'll even be able to see Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So the Detroit River is the international border between the United States and Canada over here in southeast Michigan. And to access the Riverwalk, When we get over to Cullen Plaza, which is where you see that white canopy over that way, that's Cullen Plaza. I'll show that off when we get over there. But anyway, to access the Riverwalk, you can park along Atwater Street, wherever you can park legally over there. And then there's also a parking lot or car park coming up ahead over by Cullen Plaza. That is, I would say, the best parking area for the Riverwalk. It's centrally located, and in the warmer months, especially the summer, on summer weekends, it can fill up quickly, so especially in the afternoon, so beware, you may not be able to find a spot. Parking is free here. Like if you park over at the parking lot here for Cullen Plaza. However, the limit is only 2 hours, so you get free parking, but you can only park for 2 hours. Oh yeah, here's some colors here.
Good.
Yep, absolutely beautiful. In fact, I think what I could do, I can cut through the woods here, because this will just take me straight to Cullen Plaza. I'm going in that direction anyway, but I just wanted to show some of the fall colors. And yeah, there is that parking area I was talking about. In fact, that's where I'm parked right now. And okay, I don't think I can really cross over here, especially not with these shoes. These shoes aren't waterproofs. Yeah, it's been very dry here in Michigan lately. Thankfully, though, we did have a couple days where we had some light rain showers, so it's definitely welcome. We got a lot of rain coming in this next week, so that'll help with the mild drought we're seeing right now. But yeah, it is really nice out today. So I think when I was seeing the car thermometer, when I was pulling into the parking area, just over there, as a matter of fact, it was, I think, in the low to mid 50s Fahrenheit. If you convert that to Celsius, it's kind of like around maybe like 12, 13 degrees, so not bad out. So yeah, this general area we've been walking through, this is William G. Milliken State Park and Harbor. It's part of the Detroit Riverwalk, and over here, this is Cullen Plaza. It's a beautiful little plaza over here. Before we continue that way, we're gonna head that way, just for a brief moment, because there's some things I wanna show to you guys really quick. So over there, you got some great views of the Detroit River. Okay, let me stay along here so you can get on by. So if we were to continue that and like in that direction, that's basically heading back to that hill where we started our walk today. And then you got the Detroit River over here. Got some boat sailing on through right now. Probably taking in as much as they can before things get really cold here. Okay, so this is Cullen Plaza. So you got a carousel over here, and even in November, you got some flowers out. Oh, still, although probably not for too much longer, because we'll start to see some cold nights. And then you got restrooms over there, and there's even a cafe over there, the Riverwalk Cafe. Although it looks like it's closed for the year because I think it's more during like the warmer months. And over there where it says Cullen Plaza, there is a bicycle rental too. So you can rent a bicycle over in here. As a matter of fact, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, I rented a bicycle here. And I got to do a special driving video or biking video where I basically biked the Riverwalk. And then I also did one on the DeQuinder Cut too. Oh, let me get over here. But yeah, just look at this. We got a beautiful view over here. Nice view of the Renaissance Center. And yep, take a look at this sign here. Greetings from the #1 Riverwalk in the USA, as voted by USA Today. So even USA Today is acknowledging that this is the best Riverwalk in the United States. If you tell me that that is incorrect, then don't blame me, blame USA Today. But yeah, just a beautiful view here. So the Riverwalk continues that way, so we just gotta start our walk to our southwest. Okay, so we got a ways to go here, and I absolutely love coming down to the Riverwalk. It's always a very pleasant time. It's a great place to go to get some exercise, especially after having so many after eating at so many great restaurants here in Detroit. As a matter of fact, before I filmed this video, I was over in Southwest Detroit, over in Mexican town. I went to Taqueria El Rey for some delicious tacos, which were absolutely phenomenal. So this is a good way to work off my lunch. Yeah, it is so great though that they finally have a permanent location again, because if you don't know, Taqueria El Rey has been a staple in Southwest Detroit for many years, and unfortunately, I think 2 or 3 years ago, their location on Verner Highway, they ended up having a terrible fire, and for the longest time, they've only been operating out of a food truck, which they still have, but now there's recently, they opened up over on Bagley in Mexican town, and it's great to finally see them open again with delicious tacos, because they were fantastic. And of course, right in front of us, yep, that is the Detroit Renaissance Center, which, yeah, if I remember correctly, I think they put that in the 1970s, and that is where the headquarters is located for General Motors, or GM. And in fact, you can even get into the building from the Riverwalk. I'll show you that when we get closer. But what's really cool too is you got these different sculptures all along the Riverwalk here. Yeah, very cool. And then I'll pan over this way. You gotta be careful because I don't want to get the sun in view. So over there, that is Windsor over in Canada. So that's the city of Windsor in Ontario, Canada. You can get over to in currently 2 ways, soon to be 3. So from downtown Detroit, you could take the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel to go across the international border, or you could take the Ambassador Bridge out that way, and then they're currently constructing a second bridge, or a third crossing, and that is the Gordie Howe Bridge, which that is destined to be completed in the fall of 2025. So it should be open for traffic in about another year from now. What'll be nice about that crossing is that you don't have to worry about going on the city streets on either side of the border. Because, yeah, it's like if you go over across the Ambassador Bridge, it's easily accessible from like I-96 and I-75 here in Detroit, but when you cross over into Canada, you have to go through like side streets. And we take the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, you're pretty much going through side streets on both sides. Where the Gordie Howe Bridge, what that's going to be is that they're building a connector from I-75 over in Southwest Detroit, and then it's on the Canadian side, it's going to connect directly with the 401, which is the main freeway which heads from Windsor all the way to the greater Toronto area, and then eventually continues its way toward Kingston, Ontario, before heading over into Quebec in the direction of Montreal. Oh yeah, this is really cool too. You even see some beautiful artwork along in here too. Oh, here's some nice view of the flowers. Might as well just pause for a moment just to admire the flowers. We won't be able to do it for much longer because it's going to be getting colder. Because here in Michigan, including here in Detroit, this is usually when we typically see our first snowfall in the state of Michigan. Is basically November, although on rare occasions you can even see it in October. But definitely not this past year, because this past October was pretty warm. Well, in fact, Halloween was in the low 70s Fahrenheit. But yeah, it's definitely great seeing a lot of people out and about today, but yeah, not super crowded though, so it makes it quite nice. Some more different sculptures along in here. And then we pan back over to the Canadian side of the river. Yeah, over there, that is Caesar's if I can speak, Caesar's Windsor, which is the main casino over on the Canadian side. And of course, over here in Detroit, there are 3 main casino and resorts, which of course, I already talked about the first one, which is Greektown. And then there's also MGM Grand, and then Motor City Casino. I have not been to any of them though, just because I don't really gamble. Well, actually, let me correct that. I don't gamble. I've never even touched a slot machine even. All right, so we are coming right up to the Renaissance Center. So yeah, right over there, we'll get a close-up as we get right by it. That's the main entrance for the Renaissance Center from the Riverwalk, that is. There is another entrance on the opposite end facing Jefferson Avenue. And if you're coming in from the main part of the city, that's where you'll be entering. And then, of course, you got the entrance over at the Riverwalk over there. And yeah, if you have never been inside the Renaissance Center, it's like in the main level, yeah, definitely check it out sometime because it's pretty cool. In fact, they even have some GM vehicles on display on the ground level. And yep, there's the main entrance over there. It's kind of hard to see it, but it even says General Motors on there. Okay, so yeah, when I heard that ship earlier, maybe it wasn't the Princess, because the Princess is currently docked over there. We'll be going right by it several minutes from now, so we'll be able to get a much closer look than what we're seeing right now. We've got a lot of seagulls over here out to play. Just gotta be a little careful though, so that they don't drop any surprises on me. But yeah, with this Riverwalk, this is one of the top attractions here in Detroit, because you got a very pleasant Riverwalk, a lot of beautiful scenery. Even in the wintertime, it can be pretty nice, especially on a sunny day.
Detroit.
Oh yeah, so looks like people in cosplay or something, because I think there's an anime convention going on here in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think every, like, either late October, early November, they have a, as I was hearing about, I think on the local news here, that there's an anime convention called YumaCon, which takes place in Detroit. It's probably being held at Huntington Place, which used to be called Cobo Hall. We'll be going by that a little while too, once we pass up where Hart Plaza is. Oh, this is really cool here. So if you look over here, just as you get past the Renaissance Center, you got this nice mural here. We got a bunch of race cars. I've always loved seeing this every time I walked the Riverwalk. Good time to walk by it too, because the sun is shining directly on the mural here. Yep, quite fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. Now we're walking by Port Detroit here. Nice cannon replica there. Yep, so yep, this is Port Detroit. They even have a plaque over here for the late Carl Levin, who was a former U.S. Senator from the state of Michigan. Oh, someone's about to run by me. Better get over here. Yep, and over here, now we get a very nice close-up view of the skyline for Detroit. Oh, sorry about that. Now it's more centered. So, yep, anyway, we're coming up over to where Hart Plaza is, which is the main plaza for Detroit. And Hart Plaza is basically where they, especially in the warmer months, where they hold all kinds of different festivals. And then, yeah, right now they're doing some work over to the access for Hart Plaza. I'm not sure if we'll even be able to even go up right now, but we'll find out though. But yeah, they're doing some work up ahead. Because there used to be some steps you can take to go up to Hart Plaza, but they're currently redoing that. I forgot what it's supposed to look like when it's done though, but it will be pretty nice though. But yeah, I think there's gotta be a way you can get up there right now. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's open there. But yep, anyways, the Hart Plaza is all the way up over there. You can see where the fountain is. But very cool. And then, yep, so kind of unfortunate that they have this monument blocked off right now for the renovation work. But there's a really beautiful monument located right over here. Oh, at least they have a photo of it so that you can see what it looks like when it's not boarded up. So this is where the Gateway to Freedom monument is, and that's what it normally looks like. So it's too bad we couldn't see it live today, but at least it was nice that they put up a photo just to let people know what's supposed to be there.
We went like about, we went on
So yep, over here is the Detroit Princess, which is a nice cruise boat, which goes for cruises along the Detroit River. In fact, I don't think, don't quote me on this or anything, but they could be done for the year for cruises, but there's a sign up. I might be able to take a peek. Yeah, it looks like it's gated up, so I don't think they're doing any more for the year. Oh, I did just see a sign saying this week's cruises, so maybe they are still doing stuff for the year before it gets really cold. So I think while the construction's going on, there is still access to Hart Plaza up that way. I saw someone walking up that way. And yeah, so anyway, this is the Detroit Princess over here. And then over there, that is Huntington Place, which used to be Cobo Hall, where they put on all kinds of different conventions, and that North American International Auto Show, which brings in people from all over the world. Takes place in there. Usually it's every January. And if you see the monorail like track there, that is the Detroit People Mover. That is currently a free monorail which goes around downtown Detroit. Currently it is shut down temporarily for repairs, but it's supposed to reopen somewhere around Thanksgiving. But as a matter of fact, I even did a video on the Detroit People Mover earlier this year where I got to basically ride the entire Detroit People Mover line, which was really cool. And yep, so yeah, I was right. Yeah, there's an anime convention going on here because you can see all kinds of different cosplays going on over here. So people are definitely outside getting some fresh air, especially with a nice day like today. So definitely worthwhile. So this will make this video a little bit more interesting. Just gotta navigate on through here.
Where are you thinking? Are we going up into that little spot you said? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, everybody out in their cosplays today. This is not normally something you see here on the Riverwalk, but this weekend, yes.
I pressed yeah to it.
Yep, very cool. It's kind of like the days, like many years ago, where I used to go to those different video game conventions, like the one in Boston, or even that one that was over in National Harbor, Maryland, near the Washington D.C. area. Although those are more centered, kind of more around like video games and things like that. People cosplayed at that too. So it's kind of like Detroit's thing, but it's more. But I would say it's more with anime. But if you're not sure what anime is, it's basically, it's like it's Japanese animation. It's like a lot of animated TV shows or animated shows which come out of Japan, where it's shows or even like films. Like a classic example of anime would be like the Pokemon show that used to be on in the late 90s and the 2000s, which that was a huge hit here in the United States. The anime is something I never really got into. I did watch Pokemon though when I was a kid though, but that, and I did watch some of the early Yu-Gi-Ohs. That was pretty much it for me. Because when I was growing up, I mostly watched like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or the Disney Channel. Although it's like, yeah, again, when I was like 10 or 11 years old, or even like 12 years old, it's like every weekday afternoon, I think at 4 o'clock on the Kids WB, they were showing Pokemon. It was a good time. We'll get one more view of Windsor over on the other side before we continue our walk. Now that we have less of the sun in the view there. So we don't have too much more left to go in this Riverwalk. When we get toward the end of this video though, I will try to do a close-up of the Ambassador Bridge, and then you'll even be able to see further in the distance where the Gordie Howe Bridge is, well, especially once it opens up. We'll get a better view in a moment. Okay, so over there, the other side of those trees, you can see a lot of construction going on there. That is basically where the Joe Louis Arena used to be. That is where the Detroit Red Wings used to play before they moved to Little Caesars Arena. Like over on basically the edge or the boundary between downtown Detroit and Midtown Detroit. So yeah, before they moved into Little Caesars Arena back in 2017, they used to play at the Joe Louis Arena. But they ended up tearing it down, like I think it was late 2019, because I remember doing that 11 Things to Know About Detroit video back in 2019, which I believe is one of my highest viewed videos on all my videos on YouTube. The Joe Louis Arena was still up, but they tore it all down, and then now they're putting in some new things in here. I think they're putting in some apartments, maybe even a hotel. But yeah, it's like a lot of history along in here. And I believe they're even supposed to continue the Riverwalk even further to the west in here, but they currently don't have it fully open just yet. So I think they're extending it over to where Rosa Parks Plaza is. I think I got the name right. Which is basically where Rosa Parks Boulevard ends up over by the Detroit River. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to go too much further, but that's okay. We got to see quite a bit in this video. I could probably walk this way briefly though. But yeah, I don't think it continues much further currently, because I don't even see a single person over in the other, like over there. So I think it's still currently blocked off. And yep, you can partially see the skyline of Detroit. It's kind of blocked by the People Mover right now, but you can see the top of the Renaissance Center. It's hard to believe how far we've gone in this video so far. So yeah, we've covered a lot of ground in the past 35 minutes. And yep, so that is basically currently a dead end. Excuse me, dead end. I don't know why I said and instead of end, but. So anyway, we can't really go any further, but this is pretty much a good stopping point anyway, because along in here, this is where you get all the main sites along the Detroit River. And of course, the Detroit River then continues further down through the downriver communities of Detroit, and then eventually empties out into Lake Erie. And that bridge over there, that is the Ambassador Bridge, and then the new Gordie Howe Bridge is all on the other side, where you could barely see it. All right, so this has been the Detroit Riverwalk. The only part we did not get to do in this video was the eastern stretch of it, going from like where the Aretha Franklin Amphitheatre is, going all the way over to the bridge for Belle Isle. But I've had such a great time walking the Riverwalk today. This is one of my favorite things to do here in Detroit. You absolutely have to check out the Riverwalk here in Detroit when visiting the area. It is a must-do attraction here. All right, well, I hope you enjoy this walking tour of the Detroit Riverwalk here in Detroit, Michigan. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man here from the Detroit Riverwalk in Detroit, Michigan.